What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Today, I'm going to be trying out some Love Cup here in the Go Battle League. I wish I could be showcasing it on the new format, the new, update in the Go Battle League here, but unfortunately, I don't have it yet on my account, so I have to just wait and see when that gets rolled out. It's a slow rollout worldwide, so, if you have it, let me know how it's going. If you don't have it, you gotta wait with me here at this point. But yeah, Love Cup, it's going to be an interesting meta. It's one of the few metas not decided based off of the typings allowed. It's actually decided based on color, like red, orange, pink. Don't exactly remember the exact Pokemon allowed in this format, but it really leads to some very spicy, very cool Pokemon allowed. Unfortunately, I'm not using any of those. I'm just using about as hard meta of a team as I could have built here. Shadow Caesar is basically the best Pokemon in this cup. I don't know why it's such a strong Pokemon here, mainly because the only counters, I guess, for it are really RPS, and Milotic, we saw how good it was in the EUIC meta. We know exactly how good Licky Licky is in the Open Great League as well, so this team is going to be one of the best ones you can use here if you want to climb in this format, but I also think it's going to be a lot of fun to use just in general. But yeah, let's get into the battles and see what this team can do. Alright, first game of Love Cup. We'll see what this meta is going to be like. Shadow Caesar into Solrock. That's beautiful. I was actually looking at their rankings for this meta, and I saw that Solrock was the #1 Pokemon in Love Cup. That's kind of crazy to me. I guess it does have Weather Ball Fire now, right? Weather Ball Fire being a very spammy move with Psywave, but I don't know. I just don't see Solrock like ever being a #1 Pokemon in anything. I tried to catch a move here. Maybe I shouldn't have, because now I'm going to take 2 Dynamic Punches. Although, like, I would have probably caught a Dynamic Punch anyway. Anyway, I can just shield once farm down. Oh, I don't need to shield. Milotic's actually so bulky. Milotic's the best Pokemon ever. I learned that in the EUIC meta. Milotic's actually really fun. Big Dynamic. We survive that. And we should farm down. No. Oh, man. Oh, man. Okay. Wait, this is actually kind of tragic now. I have to shield this up to win Switch? What is going on? And I'm honestly not, like... Okay, I was gonna say I'm not sure if I survive another Psycho Cut. I'm just gonna go for the instant Aqua Tail to make sure I don't, like, lose Switch here. But they actually just caught the Aqua Tail, and I have back-to-back, so... at this point, I'm pretty happy with this. Solrock is just gonna go away. Big Aqua Tail, our opponent sacrifices it completely. What's in the back? Oh, that's actually, like, a little bit annoying, huh? Another Pokemon from the EUIC meta that, you could have used, I suppose. If I get to 2 attacks here, though, I should be in a good spot, but if they farm us all the way down in, like, 3 more Mud Slaps, this could be a little bit awkward. I don't think they do. No, just barely. I get this off. That was weird animations. But we get this off, and I think we're fine. As long as we land the Body Slam into the Crocodile, we should be able to win here. If they go for, like, a catch, though, that would be really annoying. Surely they don't do that. And we know this is likely Brick Break. We no-shield the first one. It's super effective. It debuffs the attack, or the defense stat, rather, of my Licky Licky. So we no-shield. Oh, look at that. They tried to catch. Luckily, I waited, and the game actually visually showed me that was what happened. Big Body Slam. And it looks like we're able to get the win here. I shouldn't speak too soon. The Go Battle League always finds ways, but yes. There we go. Alright, next opponent. We'll see Shadow Caesar into Alomomola. Oh, dude, I hate this Pokemon's name so much. Anyway, not a great lead, but I do have my Milotic, which is actually a pretty good counter to it, right? Oh, interesting. Ariados. I swear, this meta, like, is going to be 90% of what we just saw last week in that EUIC format. It's going to be so many, like, Milotic Licky Licky. Ariados, obviously, is here as well. Alright, not the best timing by them. I'm going to no-shield this. It could be a Trailblaze, I suppose, but they might also be on Megahorn, but it's probably just a Lunge, I would imagine. Oh, it is a Trailblaze. Crazy. Okay, well, I was always expecting a Lunge there, because if they went for a Lunge, that was going to probably make it so this next Aqua Tail wouldn't knock out. And Trailblaze, as you can see, while it does do a lot of damage, it doesn't one-shot me. So, they're going to have to throw a second move anyway. Oh, let's go. Bad timing for the win. I think at this point, I might just let Switch go. Because, well, I will end up with my Caesar back on that Alomomola. I think that's fine. Because I have Trailblaze, which is super effective. It's really the 2-shield matchup that's really good for Alomomola, anyway. How many times can I say Alomomola? Yo, what is this moveset? Trailblaze Cross Poison? Well, I mean, that means I double resist everything they're going to throw into me, so I think I'm fine with that. I'm going to just Trailblaze and swap. Actually, will I swap? We'll see. How much does this even do? This Pokemon's actually remarkably bulky. In comes the Trailblaze. Ah, yeah, you know, honestly, let's just switch out here. That way I can maybe body slam him and knock him out. I think I'm going to overfarm a decent amount of energy here, because I wish I was counting better this game, but I know it's either Psychic or Hydro Pump. Either way, it's a lot of energy down the drain. Yeah, okay, it's a Hydro Pump. Good shield. So we can just go here for the overfarm. And honestly, like, I could do a devious undercharge here if I wanted to. I think I'm going to try to. I don't know my Alomomola undercharges as much as I should, but I'd say that's a pretty good one. Could have done it a little bit more, but honestly, Waterfall's hurt as well. Trailblazer Cross Poison. Pick your poison, I guess, or pick your grass. Oh, they actually do Trailblaze us. Interesting. Oh, goodbye. Actually, this is a big core breaker for my team. I'm glad I didn't see this earlier. Well, it kind of... Honestly, Licky Licky's not that bad into Ember Blaziken. But it's definitely not bad when you have an Earthquake ready to go. And it's gonna one-shot them eventually. There we go. Nice. That's not bad. Alright, next opponent, we'll see Shadow Caesar into Shadow Caesar. You know, that's fair. This is one of the best Pokemon in the meta. One of the main things in Love Cup that I was looking at was, like, what actually beats Shadow Caesar? And, like, sure, you have Pokemon out there like the Fire types, Talonflames and Charizards and stuff, but man, I feel like some of the best Pokemon in this meta, aside from Caesar, just destroy Fire types. Obviously, like Milotic and Licky Licky that I'm using here today, they're both pretty good into Fire types, so it's like if you're actually using a Fire, it gets really RPS. Ah, dude, why? That's really bad. How do I finish this off now? Did they CMP? I hope they CMP'd us for some reason. They know they lose CMP, so if they went for that, that's like a monumental throw by them. Okay, well, that's like, okay, this is still annoying because I don't have an easy way to finish this off with fast move pressure, but at the very least, they're not going to come at this with like a freaking Trailblaze loaded. Milotic does resist bullet punch damage. It doesn't really look like it, huh? We just took like a quarter of our HP from boosted bullet punches. Man, I really hope Shadow Caesar gets some fine-tuning next season, because that is not as fun. Aqua Tail's going to get the knockout here, though. We'll see what comes in. Hopefully Licky Licky and Milotic up a shield will have some play. Well, I guess we're running pretty much the same team, potentially. That's a wrap. I can survive it. We'll no-shield this. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap into my Licky Licky, clear my debuff. They can go for a wrap debuff into our Licky Licky if they want, but that doesn't do that much damage initially, and that gives me a lot of energy as well for the backline. And if they switch out as well, that's fine. Basically, we're just going to make it so, hopefully, we're not going to be farmed down on our own Milotic. Well, I guess we're running mirror teams. That's not surprising. I feel like the team I'm using right now might be one of the most meta teams you can make in this format. Earthquake's going to be able to basically two-shot. We saw this matchup so many times for the last 2 weeks. I cannot begin to explain why I built a team with a Licky Licky once again. I have to use it, right? I don't even know if that was an Earthquake. I got to start counting more. Anywho, it doesn't matter. Oh, okay, it could have been. It could have been, because that was a body slam after one more. I need to lock in. I gotta, like, be more precise here. But Earthquake this, get the knockout. Honestly, there's a chance in this meta you run Shadow Ball again. I just haven't swapped my Licky Licky back over to that moveset. Ah, they survived, so they get a move off. At least they will later on. But I think the play here is actually pretty simple, right? Just Earthquake again. It really helps to have Earthquake for that Licky Licky mirror matchup. Shadow Ball obviously does nothing to opposing normal-type Pokemon. Yeah, big Earthquake here. They went for the Wrap, which while it does do a pretty similar amount of damage to an Aqua Tail, it's more expensive, and I can just switch here too, so I think that debuff is not going to help him out too much. Okay, we actually just get a knockout there. And sure, they have the Body Slam ready to go, but they're energy dry after this. One Dragon Tail should knock him out. And, you know, despite them boosting, we're able to win the mirror match, but I feel like that could have been a bit closer if they didn't go for a CMP. Alright, next battle, we'll see a Shadow Caesar into Solrock. Alright, this little dude again. Perfect lead, though. We have access to Bullet Punch, Night Slash, and... Wait, actually, all three of our moves are super effective here. That's kind of crazy. But what if I just do this? Because I know they have Weather Ball Fire, which does technically outpace us, and I didn't necessarily want his shield, so we'll just go for the catch and sneak. with a Dragon Tail here. And, I mean, they can try to catch if they want to as well. But, I mean, I'm likely throwing an Aqua Tail into whatever they come in with anyway. And I don't think they did catch, so I actually just get a straight-up shield or knockout. I'll take a shield. They're probably going to catch now. Yeah. And I guess at this point, might as well go for the wrap, because if this Licky Licky is going to be locked in for a long time, might as well debuff them, ramp up my damage a little bit more if possible. And we'll see once again what the moveset's going to be. I think in this meta, Shadow Ball is not a crazy play. I'll go for the Aqua Tail here on a CMP with what could be an Earthquake, though, just in case they do actually full send it here. I don't want my Milotic to go down. Big Aqua Tail. And after that wrap debuff, yeah, does quite a bit of damage. That's no shield. This could be a body slam as well, I suppose. Yeah, just a body slam. I think coming back in with my Shadow Caesar is not terrible. I guess that's 4. I'll shield just in case it actually is going to be the Shadow Ball. Yeah. And we'll see what comes in. There's no way they brought this in, right? I think I can just one shield farm down. If I can't, massive blunder. But bullet punch damage does so much here. Yeah. I mean, I can just get that full farm down. I have, like, back-to-back Night Slashes, nearly a third even. What are they going to do? They have a catch, technically, but they just swapped, so it's not going to be up for a minute. They have a shield, though. Oh, okay. Well, I guess their best course of action is no-shielding the first Trailblaze here, but, I mean, the problem for them is if they do that, I farm down. If they don't, I just do this to them, and I one-shot them with the second one, so this is not looking ideal for our opponent right now. Yeah, Shadow Caesar might be a bit of a problem in this meta. I mean, there's things that can kind of beat it, but, like, there's nothing that it can't just still have a little bit of play into. Alright, next battle, we'll see Shadow Caesar into Shadow Caesar, you know? I feel like we're going to see a lot of these. We'll see if we get a boost here for our opponent again. That was kind of bad last time we saw that happen. Luckily, we won CMP against them. We'll see what's going to happen. They didn't throw in CMP, so we still don't know who wins it. I could boost. No. Are they just going to go for a Trailblaze? I know sometimes people go for Trailblaze to guarantee, like, the farm down in the 2-shield matchup, but then they guarantee they don't outpace us. And, yeah, they just Night Slashes here anyway, so I guess they're just playing a bit of a funny way. Oh, they catch on their Licky Licky. I think, honestly, I think I'm fine with that. They have a Night Slash loaded. Keep that in mind. That could be a little bit scary later on, but I can just overfarm a little bit more energy here and go for Licky Licky catch, which I guess it's not a catch because they don't throw. But the fast move and Night Slash chip damage that I got against them is going to put them into range where I think an Earthquake will just knock them out straight up. Body Slam again. I guess I must be behind the times. It must be a Shadow Ball meta. But honestly, in any meta where Licky Licky is really common, I think having Earthquake for the mirror match is not a terrible play, because we saw last time that we saw Licky Licky 2 basically knock out, and after all the chip damage I've got against him already, basically just one will KO. So I don't have to worry about throwing 2 Body Slams. I can just go for 1 Earthquake, which is quite a bit cheaper here. And then, I mean, Caesar does have some energy. They can bring that back in if they want to. Okay, well, I must have literally just, like, made the most hard meta team in the game, because yet again, we see a Milotic. I'll go for the Earthquake here to try to get a guaranteed shield or, you know, a lot of damage. You know, I guess maybe I should have gone here for the bait, but it's fine. We do get the shield. Aqua Tail. I'm going to switch, which might be a bad play, actually, because now I'm going to be behind a Dragon Tail. But I think that's fine, because I just can't give a farm down over to Milotic either. Big wrap. Okay, but okay, we have to keep in mind there is that Caesar in the back too, right? And that's... this is actually going to get a little bit dicey now, isn't it? This is going to be really annoying, just because that Night Slash is still loaded on the Shadow Caesar. Interesting, they bring it in here, though. Man, I think I just don't have quite enough time to be able to swap out. Dude! Stop that! Okay, well, that's also not great. I probably should have just gone double Body Slam with my Licky Licky. If I went for double Body Slam, I think I would have been in a much better spot. Where I probably... Ah, man, I should have caught there, too. If I went double Body Slam, I could have gone and just chip them down with Aqua Tails and stuff. They wrap us. They knock us out. That's unfortunate. I don't think the boost, mattered at all there. It was just more so a little bit of sloppy play with my Licky Licky into that Milotic. Still a 4-1 set, but I guess we made a really meta team here, because we saw that team twice in this set already. Alright, next opponent. We'll see Shadow Caesar into Clefable. That is an interesting Pokemon to use in a Shadow Caesar meta, I'll be honest. Okay, and Licky Licky comes in. Please let me do it, please let me do it! Oh, no. I was hoping they had Shadow Ball and they were going to throw it then. There's a chance this is just an Earthquake, I guess, coming through. If that was a Shadow Ball catch, I would have been so happy. Yeah, alright, well, that's still fine. Like, we're still in a pretty good spot here, because my Bullet Punch damage, just like straight up, did about as much as the Earthquake did to them, or to me. So, that means at this point, I've basically caught up on fast move damage, but I have a lot of energy still on my Caesar, and I am like one rollout ahead as well. So, that's gonna be good to know. I should barely survive this. They might, if they want to, be able to, like, flip switch and roll out down, but Shadow Caesar is gonna be pretty playable against a lot of things, even down shields. Or, well, down switch advantage, rather, without how much energy I have. And they do just let that go. They'll get a bit of a Fairy Wind down here, but only 4, so they're at a Swift if they are running that. Likely 1 away from a Meteor Mash, 3 away from a Moonblast. And they actually throw here. It might be a strange play on my part, but I'm going to go for a shield just because, I mean, Meteor Mash is going to hurt quite a bit, despite the resisted. Yeah, okay, well, they probably lose this game. I was going to say, if they're desperate enough to throw a Meteor Mash, there's a good chance I have play in the backline with Shadow Caesar. Was not expecting it to be that weak to Shadow Caesar, though. They are staying in, which I guess is commendable. They're going to give me the sweep, but I don't see what play they necessarily have here. I was kind of thinking about using Crustle myself today, but, like, I kept on trying to think, like, how do you use Crustle and properly avoid getting swept by a Shadow Caesar? And the answer is either RPS them or you don't. So, yeah, I think I'm pretty happy with my choices here today. Yeah, we don't even need Milotic. Poor guy. Alright, next opponent, Illumise. I wonder if they're running that. Absolute favorite Pokemon in the Go Bad League. I love Illumise. Crocodile. Alright, this has got to be playing out very similar to those, like, Mud Slapper matchups in the Open Great League with Gastrodon and, the other guy. Marowak. That's the guy. Night Slash here should still get a shield or a knockout, right? There's no way they let this go. I guess maybe it wouldn't quite knock out from there, but I'd be very surprised if they wouldn't shield that up. They're at 6 right now, which means this is likely a Brick Break, but it could be a Crunch. Yeah, so they're at 2. And they bring in a Seeking. Okay, this is going to be kind of interesting, because Seeking, it has access to either Drill Run or Mega Horn as their coverage move for opposing Water-type Pokemon. If they're running Mega Horn, that's quite a bit of energy. But I guess even if they're not, thanks to my Dragon Tail Sneak, I am actually just a little bit ahead of energy on them. I think I'd be able to outpace them if I shield this to get to the next wrap. So that's what we're going to do. Shield this up, go for the Dragon Tail, go for the wrap. It is Drill Run, alright. And then we can either get a shield or a knockout. I would imagine this gets a knockout. Maybe it doesn't. It's going to be kind of close, just because it's a non-stab wrap. But their defense has been debuffed. It does get a knockout, nice. Okay, well, let's just switch out here to get some more use out of my Shadow Caesar. And once shields are down, all I need is one Body Slam to knock out that Crocodile and an Earthquake to knock out this thing. Get a shield there. Oh, I guess I can get a boost. Okay. Well, it's about time I get one. Yeah, let's just go for the Earthquake now. Can Slowking learn Focus Blast? I think there's a chance it might be able to. I was going to shield just in case, but yeah, we'll take the win there. Alright, got our next opponent. We'll see Caesar into... Oh, okay. Skeleturge. That's a pretty bad lead. But I do have 2 answers in the backline. Although Licky Licky is not as good of an answer as I'd like it to be, just because I'm not running Shadow Ball myself. But I think that's fine, because we end up seeing their own Licky Licky come in here. And I can go for some wrap into Aqua Tail shenanigans and hopefully start getting some shields down. Let's see what's going to happen. I'll no-shield this. It's probably going to be a Shadow Ball or an Earthquake. Now it's a Body Slam bait, so it's actually even better for us that we ended up no-shielding that. Now, this Aqua Tail doesn't knock out just yet, which is obviously, well, it's a Licky. It'd be kind of surprising if it were able to do that much damage, but it is a little bit sad either way. Yeah, we do get the no-shield there. I'm going to no-shield this again. They do Body Slam this a second time. They are greedy. And because of that greed, I actually just get to outpace them to my next Aqua Tail, which means either a shield or a knockout coming through. I would imagine a shield, right? No, they give up Switch? They bring in a Medicham. Well, that's actually a little bit scary, huh? Because up energy, I bet Medicham's going to be a bit hard for my Shadow Caesar to deal with. But do I get one-shot by a Dynamic Punch? Surely not. If I get a second Aqua Tail through here, I'd be pretty happy. Oh my goodness, they just get 10 full Psycho Cuts out of that one. Under the new PvP system, by the way. I would have got that off. But we're stuck in the old system. But, I mean, it's not like I don't have Night Slash here, right? So, all I really need to do is, I don't know, win. We'll figure it out when we get there. Yeah, we have the Night Slash ready to go. They're at 2 right now on this Medicham. I need to be careful of, like, a Incinerate Snipe Down attempting to happen against us. Yeah, we do survive that. Yeah, let's just switch out here. And at this point, I might have to, like, go for a risky play. And I don't know if I should. I think, well, first and foremost, I have to no-shield this and hope it's not a Blast Burn. What? Disarming Voice? It's definitely not a Blast Burn. I'm going to go here for a Body Slam, and this could be a really bad play. Shadow Ball would be really helpful here. Not going to lie. Oh, I got the bait off. Okay. This is going to be an interesting game. Because, I mean, at this point, if I get the next shield, I should be fine. If I don't, then, you know, I think we're still fine, but it's going to be a little bit awkward because that Medicham is still, you know, it's got a decent amount of energy on it, right? Okay. And they are going to knock out our Licky here. But the thing is, right, I have the energy on my Caesar, so I can go for the Night Slash against this before I take a fast attack. And then I can go, hopefully, for the Night Slash to knock out the Medicham as well. Big Night Slash. Do we see a boost? I would doubt it. We've seen a lot of boosts today already. Yeah, no boost. Just barely were able to outpace. That was actually a CMP on the Night Slash there, so that one extra bullet punch that I did against that Skeleturge there was absolutely crucial. We get the Night Slash, we get the knockout, and somehow I guess we overcome that lead, but we'll take it. All right, next game, we'll see Shadow Caesar into Licky. Okay. Well, you know, this matchup is, I would say, good for Caesar, but Licky is going to be able to outpace us technically. Oh, let's get out of there. We don't want to see that against our Steel and Bug-type Pokemon. Nearly took an Incinerate, but, you know, we're just too quick. All right, they're going to go here likely for a Fly, but it could be a Brave Bird. Okay, well, that's fine if they want to do that. Technically, they could double shield this to farm me down, but by Brave Birding, now a Body Slam guarantees the knockout. And if they, you know, okay. Wait, oh, that Incinerate knocked me out? Never mind, that's crazy. But I think we're still in a pretty good spot here, where I can just shield this now. And it's not like I'm in a bad spot with Caesar, as long as they don't have a second Fire type in the back. We'll see. Yeah, big Brave Bird. We shield this up. I could have sworn I was going to get that second Body Slam off, though. That's insane. Down goes the Talonflame. What comes in? Yeah, of course the Licky. But, like, if there is another Fire type in the back, then with the amount of energy I have on my Milotic here, I should be able to at least still leverage some of this Milotic against the back line. 4, 5, 6. What do you mean 6? What are they throwing at me here? I would imagine it's probably a big move like a Shadow Ball or an Earthquake. But I don't know. I don't want to play the game where I shield a Body Slam, so I'm still going to no-shield this. I survive an Earthquake, but it would hurt quite a bit. Yeah, okay. But, I mean, I can just go here for a CMP on this next Aqua Tail. But they don't go for the Body Slam, actually. So I get to either get a shield here or knock them out and have an Aqua Tail for the backline. They do let that go. Oh. Boy. Well, I don't think I survive that Incinerate here. That would be bad if I don't. I thought... No! No! Oh, man. This game would have been so much less scuffed had I survived the Incinerate on my Licky Licky and on my Milotic. This is so bad. Oh, no. Well, that went from 100 to 0 real quick. I thought I was going to have a chance here, but it was double fire. That's so bad. All right, next opponent. We'll see Shadow Caesar into a Seeking. All right. Well, we'll see what they're going to have in the backline here. Seeking is very awkward because my bullet punches are resisted here. But, like, my energy would do pretty well into them. But I would also imagine they're going to Icy Wind debuff us, so we'll see. We'll see what the Seeking wants to do. Yeah, big Icy Wind catch. And in comes, whoa, Bruxish. I guess that's allowed in this cup. I mean, we're seeing it right now, aren't we? It's only a Psychic Fangs, right? And they threw it on alignment, so I'm going to let this go. Crazy team by them. ABA Water so far. I should get 2 wraps off, but my stat has been debuffed. My attack stat, that is. So I don't know if that's even going to be enough to knock out. Oh, dude, this thing is so squishy. Holy crap. I don't know why I thought they wouldn't get knocked out by that then. That is actually way squishier than I thought it would be. Do I even, like, win CMP against this with my Caesar then? Oh, they let that go? Interesting. I'm going to bring in Licky Licky here just to tank some energy. And maybe get a shield from them. They're at 9 right now, so either 3 past an Icy Wind or 2 past a Megahorn. I guess I could Drill Run as well. It is Megahorn. I think Megahorn's going to be more common in this meta thanks to the last rotation of, like, the EYC meta, right? So people are probably still on the old movesets. They make a nice catch here, but I'm not on Shadow Ball, so I think I'm fine with that. We can actually just go for a Trailblaze here to ramp up a little bit before they can even throw even a Body Slam bait, right? Big Trailblaze. Oh, we get a shield there. That's actually amazingly good for me. I think that should just win us the game. Also, I just instantly shielded a Body Slam. I was going to anyway, but I was hoping they were at least going to bait me. But I'm going to double shield farm down no matter what. That way I get 2 Night Slashes coming out of this. And then I can go for the Night Slashes into the Seeking. And we should be very fine. But the fact they didn't even, like, attempt a Shadow Ball bait makes me sad. But if we're being honest, at this point, I probably would have gotten knocked out by even just a Body Slam, right? Seeking comes back in. I believe there's still 2 away here from an Icy Wind. So, yeah, we get the CMP on there. This should knock him out. We can Bullet Punch down the rest of the other guy, that Licky Licky, and we should be fine. Yeah, Night Slash comes through. Down goes the Seeking. Down goes the Licky Licky. And we get the win. Yeah, so I guess this team's about as meta as it gets. We saw a couple other people on the same track as me with this team building, so, you know, it's not a big surprise. Shadow Caesar plus 2 things that beat the fire types. Who would have thought? It's actually a pretty good team. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.